What?
Hi, everyone. Time for the Dale and Mike show. Mike made me do it.
I had to.
And
After what you've been doing lately with these podcasts, I had no reason to step aside.
all right, well, Mike's still kind of chartless right here. And Mike, I know you have a 3-day up rule, and looking at S&Ps on the daily, I think this is at least 3 days up since last. Yeah, let's see. Well, 2. I guess if
Tomorrow,
you count.
the end of the quarter will be tomorrow. They'll dip a little bit and get the shorts a little bit, but tomorrow will be the last pop probably, and then Monday will be the end. Will be the drop, and then the rebalance. The real rebalance is Monday.
A lot of people turning bullish on a breakout over this, trend line, and I know some guys are looking to sell the market between 41 and 42, and guys like Dave Hunter are probably feeling a lot more comfortable about a melt up to new highs.
Right.
I'm sure that there's going to be more two-way action. I'm not exactly convinced that this is going to run away to the upside. I think there could be a pretty good short, just because there is going to be a down GDP quarter. There's going to be downward revisions of earnings with credit conditions tightening. I know it's all macro stuff, but here's going to be my tell. So we talked about Apple the other day pulling back. It held the breakdown, and we're up again today. But if you notice, even on the daily, it's not confirming. On the intraday stuff, here's your 4-hour. Look at that. That's a pretty glaring. I don't need to put my cursor up here to see that there's pretty glaring divergence. So I believe the big correction in the market happens when Apple's back under 156. So that's going to be my market tell. Metals continue to advance, Mike. I know you're still holding some of those.
I am.
Dollar weakness. I did put up a chart in the oil because I think this rally in oil is reaching, some pretty good resistance if the bears are going to stay in control. And I was looking at XLF.
Look at that GFI that took all that earnings sweeps. Look at the GFI, coach.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
right,
what a play from 9.
Not only that, that was one that took more sweeps lately than any. And also is AUY up? It's right under it. Hold on.
Oh, yeah. This is Yamana.
Well, AUY took a lot of sweeps. I don't know why GFI is outperforming. It's one of those squeeze stocks.
Probably because of the weak dollar, which is to the rand's benefit, the South African rand.
There you go. So, as evidenced by that AU, it could have been somebody. Do you have the AU chart up?
Yeah, that's right. That's another South African, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And that one I was
Anglo Shante.
Me and Gerard were buying at what, 19 or 20. We are trying to collar this thing right at the look at this, coach. I use that as a good one for an ADR. It's a good liquid stock.
Okay, and that's outperforming as well.
Well, it's made a nice.
Here it is. Here it is. Oh yeah, it looks just like the other one.
I mean, I was trying to right at the 19 level. I was buying it.
Yeah, on this gap.
Actually, I did it for speculation trade more than anything. I didn't think, obviously, I probably would have been out of it. Don't get me wrong, but that's the one taking a lot of option flow too. Whoa.
How about semis? Are they getting much? Because I was looking at the SMH being at new highs, and it didn't look like it was confirming. Now we're at new highs. Here we are. Okay, yeah. New highs, similar to what we're getting in Apple. See, so a lot of these new highs by the leaders are not confirmed highs.
Well, Micron had earnings yesterday, which basically was one of the bellwethers, at least for yesterday. And they had a chance to take it negative. It didn't close on the high. It had about $1 down to close at 53 and change. So that was a stock that helped the semis yesterday. AMD, I'm actually short a little bit. Yes, I am under the figure. The figures, I think I'm short from 99.10. The figure's 100. I'm not married to it. Obviously,
okay, that's a more bearish chart than the SMH making a lower high.
98.50. Now I'm up in the
Uh,
stock. Yes, it is. Never
okay,
made a new high. If it
right.
didn't get, if it listen, obviously the 100, the strike price being the end of the quarter, AMD is a nice option play for both liquid and speculators. So listen, if I'm not saying, I'm not trying to pick the top on this. Let me rephrase that. Certainly have my stop probably at 101. I'm not heavy in it a lot. I've been trading it well the past couple of days. Certainly, it hasn't really been making that. It doesn't have the it should. So listen, it's the end of the quarter. It's going to be leveraged to the strike price. If the market pulls back, which I believe it will after this run up at the end of the quarter, end of the month, yeah, I don't think it's going back to the doldrums. It's a trade for me. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
I'm looking to make maybe 96, 97 on it. My price is 99 and change. I have like 2,800 shares. I have to keep my eye on it, but I'm not splitting the atom. It's a trade for me.
More divergence at new highs and really not a great looking candle so far today in Microsoft, Mr. Softy.
It's noted
What
well.
do you think?
I think listen, I think everybody, like somebody said, our man Percy, people were way more bearish than they were in offside, especially the Nasdaq. The CTAs are well overweight, but you know what? They're just pounding. They're pounding and padding the books into the end of the quarter, and they want to be. It's a fear of missing out. You don't want even to me to having a great to do it the great. Certainly not chasing. I'm short some coin, by the way.
Okay, I wanted to show that we're trying to get into the gap. It still could rally into the gap.
No, I'm going to cover it when I'm short it from 66. I'm short it from around here. I don't like it.
Okay. And I was looking for
Yeah,
the
cover it now.
XLE because cruise continued to, and I think we're getting right back to that breakdown in XLE. Let me find it. I know a lot of people are piling into HYG. They think it's bottomed. I'm seeing a lot of talk on and people constructive bonds. Did you cover your TLT short?
I did.
Okay.
I'll tell you what.
Here we go. Here we go. So I remember 82.50 was a target on XLE when we were up here. Okay. 82 almost got down there.
I do
So
remember that.
we're headed right back into resistance, Mike. And if crude rolls over again, or there's another stock sell-off, this could be a pretty good short because
Good idea, Coach.
longer term, it could trade all the way down to 60. Okay. So, that's a weekly. Look at the daily. When markets break down under a big area, which this was, right? This was a big area.
That's a bearish chart.
Okay. So, and we're right back there. So let's call it 82 to 94 is 12, gives you 70. That's a pretty big move from in this range between here and 85. So I think these the oils are better shorts than techs or things that are making new highs or diverging at the high, because this high is already downtrends 3 months in force. And to me, this looks like just a bounce in a bear market.
No, that's the clean trade. That's the right trade.
Okay. So
That's the textbook trade to try. I agree.
okay. And uranium stocks, they look weak too.
They are.
They don't look so good. So there's a lot of groups that don't look great. What's this? Lithium stuff. That looks
LAC.
okay.
LAC.
That looks okay with this kind of carving out a right shoulder. Here's your left shoulder. Here's your head, and here's your neckline.
There are some
So
better stocks to gauge than better
for
best degrees than LAC, Coach.
for lithium,
Yeah, just to let you know, you want to talk about offer on air, that's fine, but that's not really. It's not
it's not
symbolic.
best of breed.
No, it's not symbolic of how they should move to what you're comparing.
What would be Cameco?
ALB.
ALB.
The
Okay.
lithium,
Yeah.
ALB.
Okay. So that's another great thing. Mike is a resource, say for example, and I'm going to ask you about, do you know of any platinum miners that you've ever traded? Because platinum really hasn't taken off.
I think PLL.
Okay, so this is a lithium stock. Well, that last stock looked better to me, but this looks
No,
like it's basing.
ALB is the one.
Okay.
That's the best of breed.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure if this is it. That's pretty low reading. Maybe I think it's got lower to go. It doesn't look as good as that. And what was the one for platinum? Because, a lot of people gold. I don't know if you remember, Mike, you're not as old as me, but platinum, when we first started using catalytic converters, they used palladium. It was cheap, and then it got expensive, and they moved to platinum. And platinum used to trade almost $1,000 premium over gold,
Is that so?
and now it's like 1,000 discount.
Huh.
So what was that symbol for platinum?
I'm gonna look. Hold on a second.
Because they're very, it's a very small sector. I think it's just a byproduct maybe of gold miners. And I think most of it comes from either Russia or South Africa. Not a lot of platinum mines in the US. I'm not sure about Canada or Mexico.
I'm gonna look it up, Coach. Palladium miners. Yeah. With that being said, is what else? What else you talking? Can you look it up, Coach?
No, I didn't.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, what's the symbol again? PL what?
I'm looking now. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Actually stumped me to a degree. Keep talking, Coach. I'll get something
Okay.
else going on.
All right. Do you know this stock? A friend of mine trades this San Juan royalty.
No, I don't know. It doesn't move.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't look so great either. He's short. Um,
I'll tell you with what I'm hearing the smart money.
okay. What are you hearing?
SRS. That's where the big money's going.
Oh, ultra short real estate. Okay. Including, so is it mainly commercial? I know that's, yeah. Big failing rally.
Is that where that's it? Holy smokes!
That's
I'm
it.
buying that again today. Thank you
You're
for
buying this stuff?
You bet I am.
Okay.
Yep.
May try these moving averages. Here's a daily.
I'm not saying I'm
Okay.
loading.
Why are you bullish?
It's just smart money telling me so. And
Okay, and because most the man on the street hears that residential's okay, but commercial is in bad shape. In
I'll
a
ask.
3 day.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go
I'll
ahead.
ask questions later on this one, Coach. I'm not going to
Oh,
lie.
okay. And Goldman Sachs, what kind of that is not a good rally.
Not for the big fella, as we call it.
No, no. I mean, any rally in the mid 330s to 340s has to be sold. That's not the bottom. We were within striking distance of the October lows. So can the banks go and take out the October lows and the market be okay at the
Well,
same time?
what would be the catalyst for taking the banks lower? You believe there's got to be. I mean, if we get this far, we have to.
Just more shoes to drop, more write downs, just their
Yeah,
books.
I
Yeah.
agree. So that's and that would take the market down. Yes, just like it took it down. Took this just how SIVB took us down before. Yes, especially with this level of complacency. Well, that's not complacency. Yeah, I think it would. Yeah, I think it
Okay.
would.
All right. And so going into Friday, Mike, pretty positive week.
It is.
I have one thing on my mind next week, and it's not technical, it's not trading related, and I brought it up with Trader XO, that Taiwan's president
I
stopped in
saw.
New
I saw
New
that.
York. They didn't call it a visit because we actually don't have formal relations with them. But that was just a visit to wave. But she went to South America, and now she's going to be in Los Angeles next week to meet with Speaker McCarthy. And the Chinese have already warned that there would be retaliation for this.
I did see
It's
that.
different than Pelosi going to Taiwan when she was handing the mantle over to McCarthy. McCarthy has power and has leverage when it comes to military aid
Mhm.
for Taiwan. So I do believe they're going to retaliate. I
Wow.
don't know what it's going to be, But I think there's going to be some geo risk in the market next week.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I usually don't pay attention. Hold on. I'm
Yeah,
cognizant. There's a
no, I
difference.
mean, most doesn't matter. I mean, the market didn't suffer on the Ukrainian invasion or when Putin went into Crimea. Um, Really, that's why, everyone has whistled past the graveyard on a lot of geopolitical stuff for a long time. I don't think it's been this
That's well put.
critical.
That's well
uh,
put.
Yeah, I don't think it's been that. I don't think people are pretty complacent about it. So I have some concerns about the end of the quarter, beginning of a new month, and Taiwanese president meeting with McCarthy in LA next week. There could be a different kind of earthquake in LA.
Well, oof. Well, I can tell you, regardless, and I'm not minimizing your statement by any means, both as a professional and as an articulate person who's up to what's going on. Yeah, I'll definitely. I'm definitely going to have to listen. Like I said, I'm going to play it regardless. I think they're running it up into the end of the quarter. I'm not saying there's a bull bear market. It looks like there's a decent tactical trade sitting up for me, especially. Let me go to TradeGATEHub. We could leave it there, Coach. Just let me put a couple of short-term trading situations. If you could share.
Go ahead.
I got three
Some
pairs of
nice.
glasses on. I'm old. I'm that guy in the trading room now. I used to have glasses on his head and on his.
And also, Trader XO was getting short Bitcoin today live
I'm in it.
when we were.
I
So
believe it. I agree.
and so I mean, short term you're there, so you got some intelligence as long term when you talk about targets like you're talking about. But then you even have like a short term guy going in, and you saw it too. We started talking about it last week, but today was the day executed, right?
That
And
is correct.
and today's a new high with divergence in Bitcoin. So I think it's a great risk reward here, the short side of that.
To
Go
trade.
ahead.
I get it.
Everything's a trade, isn't it?
It is until it becomes a position.
Unless you have children or you get married.
All right. Just like
Married
our
with
man,
children.
that's one of my favorite three shows of all time. I love Al Bundy. Uh, like Percy had said, this is the break on the NASDAQ. And I believe, thank you for Percy coming in and commenting in the room.
Yeah.
A trade view member, that's what we want. All opinions are welcome. It's a good opinion. NASDAQ
Yeah.
is breaking out of balance, but
He was right. He was also right about the euro getting up to 109 when I thought it would stop at 108 to 108.50. So that's why I encourage people within our
That's right.
family, our trading family,
Mhm.
come in here and post
That's a
and
please do.
make this place better for everybody
It's not
by
an I told you,
contributing.
it's not an I told you so situation. It's other professionals pointing out what is going on and maybe something they can keep their eye on. Uh, that's all. I'll leave it at that. But thank you for high level opinion. And by the way, Percy wasn't splitting the atom. Here's he's just cognizant of maybe a macro view what's going on. And like you
Yeah.
said, window dressing coming into Friday. Bravo. But I'll move on. Thank you for communicating. We look forward to you more in the room. Rev is right. The biggest positive the Bulls have going from it, the Bears are still extremely confident. Difficulties lie ahead. But here we come into sentiment. Now, what type of sentiment is leading this up? The bank's going low today. Oh, it's still lower. Cools things off a little bit. But certainly, as we see with the mega caps, or Coach pointed out that we're a little bit overstretched coming into short term. This is short term tactical sentiment coming into the end of the quarter.
Yeah.
It
End of
might be a
month,
better.
end
It
of
might be a
quarter.
better.
Yeah.
It might be a better dip on dip. Buying the dip if it does dip on Monday or Tuesday. I'm not saying it's over. I'm just
Yeah.
trading tactically.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're
Okay, Mike.
still. So Goldman Sachs gives their opinion on what they think of a bull market in the Nasdaq. Like I said, it's my job to post it. It's not my really job to interpretate it. One of the number one rule. There were three rules on the desk on any trader on every desk. Number one is only give an opinion unless you're asked. And that can be stretched or it can be narrowed down, but it is a general rule. Number two, never say I told you so, because you know what I mean. That's not so. And number three is you can even go to 1A. Don't give an opinion unless asked. This is a high level opinion. We pay a lot of money for this. on, this is what a Goldman Sachs, and they're looking for an NDX bull market. I didn't comment on it. What I do is I give, and I'm not apologizing for it. I certainly can speak on this 4 paragraphs for hours, literally. But I post on what Coach and I post on what the research that comes out. If you want to hear my interpretation, I'll be more than happy to dissertate. But I post things without giving an opinion, at least first for everybody to digest on their own. That's what I feel like, that's how I feel like the training wheels can come off.
Okay.
Next, credit default swaps. This is CTA positioning in the NASDAQ. It's not the only positioning in the NASDAQ in the world, but certainly there is fear of underperforming going into the end of the quarter as these mega caps keep going on. There are a lot of laggards, don't get me wrong. When I do get my situation back up, I'll get it. But for now, all right. So this going back to March 22nd, this is a pretty good gauge now. The most time that the CTA has been overweight the NASDAQ has been gone with it. But I don't you don't have to be a chartist to interpret this. You know what I mean, Coach?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah,
that's
they're long and it's not having the same momentum effect on it.
Thank you for doing that. I got a lot of things
Yeah.
going through my. The S&P
All right.
is a little bit more forgivable. They're not as stretched, so they have
Yeah.
room to add. And I get it. Maybe it's because the banks are suppressed. Maybe it's because the oil's a little bit suppressed. Who knows? That's up to you for your universe. All of the overall retail trading. It's another thing that I post. It's up for you to interpret. Next, always gapping down and gapping up. Stage analysis. This will give Percy another reason to think so. Percentage of stocks above the 20-day, very important short-term indicator, or the attempt to move out of the lower zone. So they may have more room to go. Now, is it either the laggards that take them up, or do these mega caps still go up? It's yet to be determined based upon their RSI or how they're acting relative to the NASDAQ at that moment. We call it price action. Another thing, there are zero bulls out there. Is that because nobody wants to buy a bank? Is that because maybe the oils or retails are forgotten? Or maybe it's because everybody's in the mega caps and the Qs, which comprise what? A major percentage of the NASDAQ. That's yet to be determined as well. You have to be cognizant. Bar chart, CBOE volatility. That was bar chart. That's about the VIX.
VIX below 20.
Yeah. By the way, I posted 2 things. The CEO of Kohl's bought 2 million in stock means nothing to me. Guy's worth 100 million. That means nothing. Apple. This is how you can gauge price action. Needham's the best on the street, in my opinion, outside maybe a couple of boutique JP Morgan guys and Goldman, arguably. But Apple's at 162. It is in a nice move, and they've raised their price target to 170. That doesn't give me much credence. You know what I mean? For the best, that leads me to believe that there's not that much juice on the bone. They're not the only opinion. They're a high level opinion. Does it mean you can go to 180? Definitely. I am short Apple from 159 still. I think it's 162. 162 or whatever. I'm not blown out of it. I'm not adding to the short. If it certainly goes below that 160, below this end of the quarter markup, as well as the 160 option expiration, it acts accordingly until after that, I'll add to it. But until then, I have a little position.
Under 156, I believe, is the signal.
And that's what we'll add to it. So here's another chart on the SPX by a former guest of ours, Jake.
Yeah.
Somehow you got him on, Coach. One of our top 5 guests, and I'm no disrespect to everybody else, believe me. And that's, by the way, they shouldn't be disrespected because we're getting a lot of good guests. Always upgrades and downgrades. I'm not interpreting it. If you want, I'll give it to you. What's moving in before and after the markets, and then as the morning starts to get along, I post what I'm trading. I am short BJ. Nice trade, by the way. AU, as I pointed out, Coach, before, trader AD, a new trader, live stream. All right, trader AD, we didn't answer to him. Red YouTube channel, mute button. Thank you, another new member, because you know what, he hears our coach's good guest
the interview.
Yeah, it is. So as the bottom line is,
one of XO's followers.
No, I was a compliment to both you, and we're humbled by XO's appearance, and that says a lot too. Thank you. So natural gas. I said I was eyeing DJ. Then as the market gets open, this is my sign on, if you will, drive safely. That's about usually between 9:26 and 9:30 a.m. And then we talk about active trades. AU actually UNG, the low is 666. Keep a mind on it. And I know what this trade is going to work out. Everybody is dumping this thing. Everybody is liquidating the triple ETF. UNG or Boyle will have a 20% pop Monday or Tuesday. I'm not in it. And that's for entertainment purposely only. I think I have to say that, or Jim Green would be upset with me. Percy, nice chart. All right, so we'll go through the morning, and now we go to see, what trades are going on, and I go to here. I go to my Twitter feed, which I urge everybody to do. I urge them more to do that than even go watch at the YouTube channel, if you will. So what are they doing today? What are the wise guys doing with options? And I bet you they're rolling a lot of them out of them. Stem bearish, Tesla bullish, Amazon bullish. They expire tomorrow. What's today's date?
Yeah.
Yeah, they expire Monday or whatever. Tomorrow. SOX, the semi index, now up 9% month to date, nearly 25% 3 months of the year. I'm not saying it's going to go back into a bear market. Noted. Maybe you want to buy the dip if it pulls back 5%. I don't know, but it's still up 20. It's giving you it's the semis or the SOX, as Coach alluded to, are giving you tremendous follow through, range, and price action. You don't really have to pick a top or bottom. Trade it. Exxon bullish going out to March. Not interested. All these things are going out to May. BABA acting very well. I don't blame them. What's going out? What are they bombing? Microsoft. This, like I said, coming on here, they're seeing some closing activity. So they're rolling some more, they're probably taking some profits and they're rolling a little bit more around to April. I get it, until something changes. So everything I see is these mega caps, very short term. March, July, past silver, they're even going out short term. Nothing really. Here's the chart on the XLE, like Coach said, probably between 31 and 9. It probably has a little bit of it. That's the XLF, by the way. I apologize. Yeah. I'm not trying to pick them over the weekend. Let there be a good or a bad deal. Everything happen. It's not worth the risk. If the banks pop 20% on Monday morning, I'm going to make a huge amount of money without even having to worry about a binary risk over the weekend. Let them pop either way. I'm good with it. Let the fins do what they want to do. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. I don't know what else to say. Here's the list.
Yeah. Covered a lot, bro.
Yeah. And if what you
show.
should do, thank you. What you should do is
this show, this Dale and Mike show, reminds me a lot of the Mike and Dale show.
You know what? It's right. Until they did an overhaul.
Isn't it kind of?
They did an overhaul. Yeah. It's like a spin. It's like Mork and Mindy after what was that? The other one. What was the first show? Mork and what was the show with the Robin Williams? What was it called?
Mork and Mindy.
It was Mork and Mindy. There was a spin-off.
Yeah.
But you don't have to be more. Listen, bottom line is right here. As of you're signing off. This is what you do to do your homework. Is 11:30. Stocks with huge relative volume and range. Already as of 11:30 a.m. PCG has 250% of its volume. Waste Management, big stocks with big volume. CDE still going. Carvana popping 12% up $1. 200% of its volume. 5-day high. You don't have to have an opinion on Carvana, but it's trading a tremendous amount of volume with range, and it's probably bringing the other ones with it. So that's what you have to look at. Keys. It's not that hard.
All right, Mike. Nice trading this week and great leadership in our main trade room. Encourage people to check out TradeView Markets, open a demo, compare our spreads on accounts over 10 and 25,000, the spreads that you'll get, and potentially the costs that you could save compared to what where you're trading now. We invite you to join us in our mastermind group here in the main room on TradeGATEHub.com. And Mike, I hope you have a great finish to the week.
Thank you too, Coach. Appreciate it. It was a good week. I think it was not a good. It was a good week. I think. I think we're articulating what's going on to our followers correctly. Not as the trading, you and I the numbers are going to come eventually because we've been doing it so long. But I think we're articulating, giving it, and getting better at what's going on with the markets.
I'm seeing it. People are learning.
Yeah, they are. Okay, so everyone, thanks for tuning in. Always have a plan, and cheers. We'll leave it at that.
All right, cheers, Mike.
Okay, thanks, Coach.